Good morning, girls. Welcome to the class. Your class is Clinical Nutrition and Dietetics, second semester for the Department of Home Science and Food Science and Nutrition. And I'm Dr. Rajeshwari, Head of the Department of Food Science and Nutrition. Students, you all know that your paper is Applied Physiology 2 for this semester. In the last semester, you have learned about Applied Physiology 1, where you have learned the different structures or organ systems of the body. This is the syllabus for the second semester. As usual, you will have 4 units here also. First unit dealing with endocrine system, second unit excretory system. The third unit will be dealt with nervous system, fourth unit will be reproductive system, wherein you will be learning the structure and functions of all the system along with applied physiology part of that. And of course, this is your practical syllabus which will be dealt after, I think, the completion of theory classes online, or else if we are allowed to take offline classes, then it will be regularly started. I will be dealing with the excretory system, that is unit 2. We all know that the life is sustained because all the cells in the body will be continuously active. These cellular activities, which include respiration, several chemical reactions which take place in the body due to metabolic reactions in the body. These reactions will produce so many waste products such as carbon dioxide from respiration, salt, water, urea, uric acid from other metabolic processes. These unwanted substances can also be termed as toxic substances, should be excreted or eliminated out of the body. Otherwise, if they tend to accumulate in the body, there is certain limits where they can be accumulated for certain durations in the body. If they get accumulated beyond the normal levels in the body, they will lead to the metabolic abnormalities or complications. Elimination of the unwanted substances from the body is termed as excretion. Excretion is a process in which all these wastes are given out of the body in an organism. In all vertebrates, this elimination or excretion is carried out by lungs, kidneys, and skin. These organs are also called as excretory organs. Excretion is very essential and vital role or process in all forms of life. I told you the systems of excretion are these: skin, the gastrointestinal tract where solid wastes are eliminated, the lungs which eliminates the carbon dioxide, liver, the toxicants will be eliminated, and the kidneys where most of the unwanted substances from the blood are filtered and excreted out of the body. Now let us learn about the urinary system as an excretory system in the human body. The urinary system is also known as a renal system, which contains a urinary tract that consists of two kidneys or a pair of kidney Ureters, these are the tube-like things here, the urinary bladder and the urethra. This is the urethra. The urine is formed in the kidneys and taken to the urinary bladder, which stays in the pelvis of the body, and it is stored until it is passed out of the urethra, through the urethra out of the body. Let us see the structure of the kidney. The kidneys are bean-shaped organs, approximately 150 grams each, 10 to 11 centimeters in length, 5 to 6 centimeters in width, and the thickness of the kidneys will be 2.5 to 3 centimeters. The two kidneys, they weigh about 150 grams each, 150 grams each. They are located retroperitoneal in the upper dorsal region of the abdominal cavity. This is the upper region of the abdominal cavity. Dorsal andre towards the backward on either side of the vertebral column. Vertebral column in the Urethra. Only the center will be the vertebral column. On either side, the two kidneys are located. On top of each kidney, there is a gland located here, this yellow colored one, fat-like thing which appears here on both the kidneys is the adrenal gland. That's why the adrenal glands are also known as suprarenal glands. The right kidney is usually slightly lower than the left kidney. This is the right kidney, this is the left kidney. ಇದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬಂದಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ this space, upper space is occupied by the liver. Kidney is protected under the shelter of T12 and L3 vertebral bones here. Upper portion of the kidney is somewhat protected by the 11th and 12th ribs. Ribs ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ribs ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ vertebrae protect ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಮುಂದ್ಗಡೆ ribs protect ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ kidney. Each kidney is supplied with blood from the renal artery. Each kidney has a single renal vein which conducts blood out of the kidney. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬಹುದು ರೆಡ್ ಕಲರ್ ಇರೋದು renal artery, ಇದು ಬ್ಲಡ್ ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಕಿಡ್ನಿ ಅಂಡ್ ವಾಪಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ renal vein ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಿಡ್ನಿ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಿಡ್ನಿ. ಈ ಬ್ಲಡ್ಸ್ vessels ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ which enters the vein and artery, again it gets branched in various small capillaries and supply the kidney. This picture shows the appearance of the kidney. You can see the bean-shaped kidney has two borders. One convex border, idu concave border. A recessed area on the concave border is renal hilum. ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ನ renal hilum ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, where the renal artery, renal vein and nerves enter and leave the kidney. Kidney is surrounded by tough fibrous tissue that is called the renal capsule. Kidney ಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ tough fibrous tissue ಇರುತ್ತೆ. This capsule maintains the kidney's shape and protects the inner tissues. These bean-shaped organs are protected by back muscles. First, muscles irutte, idakkinta ribs matte vertebrae ginta munche, and the ribs, as well as the fat adipose tissue that surrounds them like a protective padding. Idadmele illi fat layer irutte which protects the kidney by giving a smooth padding like protection. That was the outside of the kidney. Let us observe the inner side of the kidney, inner structure of the kidney. If you slice the kidney lengthwise, you can see two areas. One is the outer area that is called cortex of the kidney. The reddened or darker area is called the medulla of the kidney. This is renal cortex and this part is renal medulla. So here at the concave border of the kidney inside, so many structure will be evident, which they are the channel-like things which collectively join together and open to the ureters. This part is called renal pelvis. This picture will show you the different parts of the kidney, vertical section of the kidney. The outer zone or area is called the renal cortex of the kidney. Renal medulla contains the pyramidal structures. This is the which attached to the cortex is called the base of the renal pyramid. The outer one is the renal capsule. The apices are the upper portions of these pyramids. These pyramids will be about 18 in number in each kidneys. The base portion is called the base of the renal pyramid. The upper narrowed portion is called the renal papilla. In between the renal pyramids, there are the channel-like openings for the drainage of the urine which is formed from the kidney structures. They are called nephrons. These are the minor calyces. The white color line ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, these are all the minor channels. They are the minor calyx of the kidney. ಈ ಮೈನರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಕ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಫನಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಒಂಥರ ಫನಲ್ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ ಇದು. ಆ ಫನಲ್ಗೆ ಓಪನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ದ ಮೇಜರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಕ್ಸ್. Or the minor and major calyx, they drain into a larger portion here called renal pelvis. This is called renal pelvis. They open or drain the urine into ureters. This is the left kidney, the left ureter here. This is again structure explained. The nephrons, I told you, the structural and functional unit of the kidney is called nephron. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ white. You can see this structure. This is called nephron. These are about more than 10 lakhs in each kidney. In each kidney contains 1 million, more than 1 million nephrons. The part of the nephron structure, upper portion, cortex part allirutte. The lower part of the nephron will be in the medulla. Sometimes, most of the times, nephrons are present in the renal medulla. Renal cortex. Outer portions alli nephrons irutte. This again, the structure of the vertical section of the kidney is told. I have explained this. This is the renal pelvis. This is to show you how the blood vessels are distributed in the vertical inside the kidney. The blue colored ones are the renal veins. The red colored ones are the renal artery. The major renal artery is branched here into small arteries and veins inside the kidneys. The other structure, this is about the kidneys, outer and inner structure of the kidney. The other structure which are visible outside the kidney are the two ureters. The ureters are the tubes which are made up of by smooth muscle to give out, to travel, for the urine to travel from the kidneys to the urinary bladder. In human adult, the ureters are usually 20 to 30 centimeters, that is 8 to 12 inches in length and around 3 to 4 millimeters in diameter. They are very small. These ureters, the tubes, are lined by urothelial cells, a type of transitional epithelium, and has an additional smooth muscle layer in the third closet and bladder that assists the peristalsis. Peristalsis is a movement which occurs during the moving of urine from the kidneys to the urinary bladder. The ureters are elementary structures of the ureters is elastic muscle entangled in fiber layers. These elastic muscles are present in the urinary ureters. The muscular layer over the whole path between the kidney to the bladder. Throughout its length, these elastic muscles are present. From the kidneys, urine passes through these two tiny tubes called ureters into the bladder. The muscles in the ureter wall contracts. When the ureters receive the urine, ಆ muscles ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ elastic muscles ಅದು peristaltic contraction relaxation ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. In order to force the urine go away from the kidney ಇಂದ ವಾಪಸ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಎಳ್ಕೊಂಡು bladder ಬಿಡಕ್ಕೆ this peristaltic movement will be occurring. Small quantities of urine flow from the ureters to the bladder every single 10 to 15 seconds. Continuously ಕಿಡ್ನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಯೂರಿನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಎವ್ರಿ 10 to 15 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆ ಯೂರಿನ್ ಏನು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಯೂರೆಟರ್ಸ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಯೂರಿನರಿ ಬ್ಲಾಡರ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Through a sequence of ureters walls, contraction and relaxation, I told you that is peristalsis, the tubular structure advances. ಅದು ಯೂರಿನ್ನ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ. The ureters regulate the course of urine in a single direction. Urine ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಒಂದೇ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಯೂರಿನರಿ ಬ್ಲಾಡರ್ಗೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೀಸ್ ಮಸಲ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಯುರೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಮಸಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ದೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಸ್ಪಿಂಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಯೂರಿನ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ದ ಕಿಡ್ನೀಸ್. ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಡೈಜೆಸ್ಟಿವ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಫುಡ್ goes from esophagus to stomach, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಗಾರ್ಡ್ ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, that is cardiac sphincter ಅಂತ lower esophageal sphincter ಇರುತ್ತೆ. once the food is moved towards the stomach ಅದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. the food cannot move back towards the esophagus. but ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಯೂರಿನ್ ಯೂರೆಟರ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಬರಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ it will be moving only towards the urinary bladder. It is probable the urine return to the kidney, that is prevented. If it moves from urinary bladder back towards the kidney, there will be a physiologic complication leading to this process. The ureters can be affected by number of diseases. ಆಗದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ವಾಪಸ್ ಹೋಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. Some physiological complication that also can happen due to certain disorders which are diseases occurring in the body, which includes urinary tract infections, kidney stones. Kidney stones ಆದಾಗ ಅದು ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಕ್ಕಾಗದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಯುರೆಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಿಡ್ನಿ ಸ್ಟೋನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಾಗ ಯೂರಿನ್ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಮೇ try to go back. Stenosis occurs when ureters are narrow. ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ureters ಸಣ್ಣ ಆಗೋಗಿ ಯೂರಿನ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದಾಗ that condition is called stenosis. The next structure of urinary system is the urinary bladder. This is the urinary bladder. It is a hollow musculomembranous sac, ಚೀಲ ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, which acts as a reservoir for the urine. Reservoir ಅಂದ್ರೆ which stores the urine for a certain duration of time. It is a subperitoneal organ. I'm sorry. It is a subperitoneal organ and has parietal peritoneum only in its superior surface. Urine enters the bladder via ureters. Idu subperitoneal organ. The parietal peritoneum upper surface, superior surface ali ide. Urine from the ureters enter the urinary bladder. It pierces the urinary bladder obliquely. Idu opening of the urinary ureters, that is called ureteric orifice. Orifice means the opening. These are the slit-like openings through which ureters enter the bladder on the posterolateral angles. Oblique agi enter ಆಗುತ್ತೆ urinary bladder ಒಳಗೆ, and at the angles of the trigon. ಈ pierce ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಇದರಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು rectangular ಉಲ್ಟಾ rectangular space ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, this area is called trigon of the urinary bladder. This again the anatomical location and the structure of the urinary bladder. When the urinary bladder is empty, it lies in the lesser pelvis. You can see it in the 11th slide. Here, idu bladder empty iddaga ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೇಲಿರುತ್ತೆ. This is called upper pelvic part. This is the lower or pubic part of the pelvic girdle. ತುಂಬಿದಾಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, empty ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೇಲಿರುತ್ತೆ. And it is lined by transitional epithelium. The walls of the urinary bladder is lined by transitional epithelium. It holds the urine before it is voided. Illi onsalige 400 ರಿಂದ 1000 ml ತನಕ urine hold ಮಾಡೋ capacity urinary bladder ಗೆ ಇದೆ. Fundus of the urinary bladder. It is the base of the bladder. This part, ಈ base ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಇದನ್ನ fundus of the urinary bladder. This is the base of the body of the urinary bladder. It has the shape of inverted triangle. I told you that time. This is called the trigon of the urinary bladder. It faces posterior-inferiorly and is formed by the posterior wall of the bladder. Posterior ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಎರಡು ಸೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ureters open up. Trigon, this area, the inverted triangular shaped area inside the urinary bladder, which is present towards the base of the urinary bladder. It is found on the fundus or base of the urinary bladder, smooth triangular part of the urinary bladder. Neck of the urinary bladder, it is shown in the diagram. It is the lowest portion of the urinary bladder through which urethra, the structure for voiding of urine outside the urinary bladder, is called urethra. The internal urethral sphincter, illi sphincter muscles, the structures which controls the opening between urethra and urinary bladder, is called the internal urethral sphincter. Detrusor muscle is a specialized muscle seen in the urinary bladder, which is also called as muscularis propria. It is the smooth muscle found around the wall of the urinary bladder. This pink colored band of muscle. It is comprised of inner outer longitudinal and middle circular layer of smooth muscles. This muscle is relaxing during the accumulation of urine in the bladder. ಯಾವಾಗ urine ureters ಇಂದ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಇದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗಿ contract ಆಗೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, and urinary bladder full ಆದಾಗ this will be relaxed. Okay, then contracts during the urination to avoid and empty the bladder. Urine ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇದು ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆಚೆ ಕಳಿಸಬೇಕಾದಾಗ contract ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. The opening will be relaxed and urine is voided. Now, the last part of the urinary system is the urethra. This is the urethra. It is a duct that transmits urine from the urinary bladder to the exterior of the body. The urethra is held closed by the urethral sphincter. Illi urethral sphincter irutte. The external urethral sphincter. Idr jote connect ಆಗಿರೋದು with the base of the or neck of the urinary bladder ಜೊತೆ ಇರೋದು internal urethral sphincter. ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇರೋದು the end of this is called external urethral sphincter. It's a muscular structure that helps to keep urine in the bladder until voiding feeling occurs. So ಯಾವಾಗ ಇದು ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದು ಕಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ external urethral sphincter closed ಆಗೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Its length differs between both the sexes. In male it is long 18 to 20 centimeters. In female it is only 4 centimeters because urine is voided through the penis. In male, the urethral length is more in males. During urination, the smooth muscle lining the urethra relaxes in concert with the bladder contraction. Bladder ಯಾವಾಗ contract ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಈ urethral external urethral sphincter relax ಆಗುತ್ತೆ and forcefully expel the urine outside the body. ಇದರದ್ದು coordinated actions ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ establish ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. After voiding of the urine, this becomes to the normal position. Now let us recollect what all we have studied. Excretory system is a system of an organism that of the body that performs the function of removing certain waste from the body through urine. Urinary tract contains 2 kidneys, that is a pair of kidney, ureters, urinary bladder and the urethra. And the kidneys shape is we have discussed, and how kidneys protected we have discussed. The vertical section of the kidney to deal with renal cortex and renal medulla you have learned. Ureters you have studied. What are those 2 ureters? Urinary bladder and urethra. This is the structure of urinary system in the body. And these are some of the references. Girls, MCQ, that is multiple choice questions are prepared. I will send that separately in the word format. You can try to answer that. Along with this, question bank will be prepared and sent to you, and I will send you the study materials in the Google Classroom. Go through all these lessons. If you have any doubts, you can message me in the classroom, or we can fix an online class and discuss the things there. Okay, happy learning. I'll be back with the next session, that is microscopic structure of the kidney, that is the structure of nephron and also the function of kidneys.